ticking and it's ticking fast. We've had enough, this greed can't last. So count your days. You raise the price, but the vibe ain't right. Monthly subscription bills on repeat. Prices rise, but the pay don't change. We're stuck in the middle of a losing game. Count your days. Your game's exposed, the whole world knows your time is up, no more to say. Claiming inflation, but we see the play. How much more do we have to pay? Count your days.
Hey tea sippers, welcome to another episode of Count Your Days.
Count your fucking days, bitch.
Yes, count your days, bitch. So what is going down is this. The other day I showed you guys on live stream, and when we had the meeting in the Discord, I showed you guys the letter that I got from Blue Cross Blue Shield, okay? Blue Cross Blue Shield of Minnesota. Let me go ahead and fold it. Y'all don't need my address and shit, bitch. Okay, all right, Blue Cross Blue Shield. And so what's going down is this. You guys know November is when everybody renews their insurance policies. You pick your insurance at your job if you're self-employed. But everybody is starting to get these premium updates, okay, of what their 2026 projected premiums are supposed to be. I had showed you guys during my live stream that my last year, 2025, was $655.18. But it's now going to go up for 2026 to $802.89. Let me go ahead and show y'all this. Hopefully y'all can see it. Okay. That's my new premium. Okay. So a lot of folks were like, okay, it's only going up about $200. That's not bad. Some people's are going up $1,000. Well, the reason why it's going up that much is because I don't have MIMSure, I don't have sliding scale, I don't have the Affordable Care Act. I pay for insurance out of pocket because I am self-employed. So if you're self-employed, you have to get your insurance directly through the insurance company. And I have the highest tier I can have because I deal with medical issues, right? So that is why it seems like mine's not going up as high, because I'm already paying out of pocket so much anyways. If you work for somebody, a lot of times your company covers your insurance costs. They cover, half of it, 75%. It depends on the company. So you're never going to be paying the majority of your insurance costs, right? Ordinarily. And then if you're like on some type of Medicaid, Medicare, it's either going to be sliding scale or free. But now with the shutdown, what is happening, this is why the Democrats are like, it's fucked up, the food stamp benefits, all that stuff, we have to hold, because if that Affordable Care Act does not pass or get renewed, everybody's stuff is going to double. People who are on Medicaid, Medicare, people who get insurance through their companies, it's going to be twice as much. Like I said, I already pay a lot because I just pay insurance outright. So I guess they can only raise mine so much. But for other people who are not used to paying outright, it is a sticker shock. And I am shocked by some of these prices that I'm seeing. Some people are going from paying $100 a month to $1,000 a month. And then it also depends on the insurance company that you have and things like that, your plan, how many people you have on your plan, if you have a spouse or kids. So it depends on a lot. But right now, it is insane what is going on. I'm going to go ahead and play you guys this news clip, and then we're going to go ahead and watch people on TikTok opening their bill and finding out their new insurance premiums. So we need to understand this is the main reason, like I said on my live stream, why this shutdown is happening. Because if the Affordable Care Act goes and they have nothing to replace it with, this is what people are going to be paying to have health insurance. And again, you may feel like it doesn't bother you because you're healthy, but like I said before, anything can happen. Okay. And those medical costs, if you don't have insurance, are insane. So let's go ahead and watch some of these clips.
Bracing for their insurance costs to rise as open enrollment begins for next year's health care coverage. It's an issue at the center of the government shutdown. Subsidies for the Affordable Care Act are set to expire this year. I want to bring in Cynthia Cox. She is the Vice President and Director of the Affordable Care Act program at KFF. Thanks so much for joining us, Cynthia. So explain how much these healthcare insurance costs will go up and what it means for the average American.
So for people who are getting their health insurance through healthcare.gov or another kind of ACA or Obamacare marketplace, they're looking at their costs going up by more than double next year, and that's because they're going to be getting less financial help. Now, this is going to affect about 22 million people who get a tax credit now. Some of them will still get a tax credit next year, but as many have probably heard, the government right now is shut down over this debate about whether or not to extend these kind of extra or enhanced tax credits that many of them get. And so if they expire at the end of this year, which is looking likely, then people's costs are going to go up quite a bit, more than doubling on average. Now, this does only affect the people who are getting their health coverage through the Obamacare markets. If you're getting health coverage through work, you might see your costs go up too, but that's unrelated to this. I mean, we're just seeing that private health insurance costs in general are going up a lot next year too.
All right, so Cynthia, what are some other healthcare options for people who can no longer afford their insurance?
So for people who are getting coverage through the ACA marketplaces right now, we are expecting that unfortunately about 4 million more people will be uninsured if these enhanced premium tax credits expire. But people need to consider their other options too. For example, you might see that your costs for your plan are going up quite a bit, but if you switch to a lower cost option or a lower premium option, say a bronze plan, you might be able to save money on your premium. You would have a much higher deductible, but it's usually better to have, even if you are in a high deductible plan, that's usually better than being uninsured, where you just have, complete liability for any healthcare costs that you might incur. People should also talk to agents and brokers who are, there to help you figure out your insurance options. And I would suggest making that appointment sooner rather than later, because these folks are going to be very busy this year, as I think a lot of people are going to be needing help figuring out their options.
Yeah.
All right, so y'all just heard what she said. It is getting real. I know a lot of people clowned Obamacare and made fun of it without realizing that they are getting subsidies from the Affordable Care Act. It is the same thing as Obamacare. And, this has helped this country greatly over the past several years, and now that it's being, literally on the verge of being cut off, people are realizing that they too were benefiting from the same system that they may have been making fun of. So let's go ahead and go to TikTok and see what people are saying about their premiums literally doubling.
If you haven't seen this all over your For You page, you're probably about to, because healthcare is going to get a lot more expensive.
What I'm currently paying $240 every 2 weeks for is going up to $709 every 2 weeks.
People are noticing how much their premiums are going up and they're not happy.
Last year, for me, it would have been $100 to $120 a month. I'm looking at the health premiums for this next open enrollment. $400. Just for me, no spouse, no kids.
So why are premiums going up? For anyone who buys a healthcare plan off the marketplace, there's been this policy to cap your premium based on how much money you make. It kept insurance premiums below 8.5% of your annual income at most. So people making under about $23,000 paid near zero for insurance premiums. But that policy is going away.
There's no health care for us. There's no doctor, there's no dentist, there's no gyno. Oh my God, I'm about to cry.
It's expiring at the end of 2025, and I don't buy my insurance from the marketplace. I honestly don't have great health insurance, but if I did, my premium would be going up around $270 thanks to the GOP.
Right now we're paying around $950. We will be now looking at a little bit over $1,300 a month for two people to have access to health insurance.
Here's the politics of the situation. The Affordable Care Act was amended in 2021 with the passage of the American Rescue Plan. This was done in order to make health insurance more affordable. The program is called the ACA Premium Tax Credit. If you bought a plan on the marketplace in the last 4 years, you've benefited from this program. It going away might mean your premium going up by hundreds of dollars. For example, if you earn $31,300 a year, your premium used to be capped at 2% of your annual income and the rest was subsidized. Now, as this program expires, that bracket is set to pay $250 to $1,205 a month, depending on what state you live in. Democrats are fighting to keep this tax credit that lowers monthly premiums in place, but Republicans are refusing to play ball. They would rather let the government shut down than do their job and come up with a plan to make healthcare affordable in America. If you don't like this one, come up with something else. And it makes sense to make it affordable, right? Because people will pay an endless amount of money to stay alive, probably. So the government stepping in and regulating this industry just makes sense policy-wise. On top of all of this, because we live in America, health insurers are raising premiums by 18%. Because if healthcare prices are going up, they might as well.
Today, my job released our open enrollment. It started today. I am currently paying $240 every 2 weeks for health insurance for a family, correct? Now, that does not include my vision, dental, 401k, or disability. So when you add all of those in, I'm paying about $550 every 2 weeks for my entire family to have medical, dental, vision. I have disability coverage, and I also contribute to my 401k. We just got our benefits for next year. What I'm currently paying $240 every 2 weeks for is going up to $709 every 2 weeks.
What in the world?
That does not include my 401k, my vision, my dental, my disability insurance. How can I possibly survive paying $1,500 just in medical coverage? They already kicked our spouses off of our coverage because they said if your spouse can get insurance through their job, we're cutting them off. So not only did you cut them out, it tripled. $700 just for medical benefits every 2 weeks. I'm not even talking about a month. This is bi-weekly. How is this? And I work in medical. How is this fair? How does this work for anybody? I can literally cry. I have a daughter that's graduating college next year. I have a daughter that's getting married next year. On top of that, we have to live. How? How can anybody live spending just $1,500 a month just in healthcare that doesn't cover our dental, that doesn't cover our vision? On top of that, there's a $2,000 deductible and a 20% co-insurance. So either way, anytime we go to the doctor, anytime we do anything, we got to come out of pocket. On top of what I'm already paying. When in the fuck is this nation supposed to be great again? Because it's getting worse.
This situation is sad, but this is what a lot of people are facing right now. They don't even realize it. And, you know, you're going to see a lot of people just literally getting ready to crash out at this point. Because it's like, how can people live? You got to pay rent. You got to pay car insurance. And then your health insurance doubled. They kicked her husband off, so it should be cheaper when you remove somebody, but it's still tripling. Make it make sense.
Folks, I want to give you a little insight as to what these healthcare costs are going to be next year if you buy your healthcare off of the exchange. For a family of 4 living in Maricopa who makes $82,000 a year, it's going to cost $754. Last year, that was $167. And for a couple in their 60s in Prescott who make $54,000 a year, their health care is going to cost $878, where it was $154. Those are huge increases, and for many people, it's unaffordable. We're trying to fix this. We are standing up for what's right. We're trying to reduce your health care costs. Unfortunately, my Republican colleagues wanted to give a big, giant tax cut to rich people, and they're paying for it partially by raising the cost of your health care. That's what this fight is all about.
Health insurance premiums are about to increase by 18% for the rest of the year. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, it's not that much, you know? That's not that bad. In 2026, when the subsidies go away because of Trump and his big, beautiful bill, health insurance premiums are going to be 118% more than they are right now. So if you go on right now, you try to get a health insurance plan in 2025, it's going to cost you around $950 or so on average. In 2026, when you try to get a health insurance plan on healthcare.gov, your premium will be around $1,900. So people are then going to have to decide, do I want to pay my mortgage or do I want to have health care? It's fucking crazy.
Why did your insurance premiums go up when Obamacare was enacted? You know why? Because then we were insuring everyone. We stopped not insuring people because they had pre-existing conditions. So, great, you're healthy, I'm healthy, we're all healthy, and the insurance companies were making a lot of money off of us very healthy individuals. But then they had to insure people who had illnesses. They had to insure people who were already sick. Okay, so we had all these individuals who couldn't get health insurance before that. They couldn't get health insurance because they had a pre-existing condition. That means they had cancer, they had mental illness, they had things that required medication and treatment. And Obamacare said, it doesn't matter. They need to be insured as well. And so the cost of their treatment also got factored into all of the premiums. So yeah, you could pay less, but it would mean that someone else would also have less. It would mean that they wouldn't have coverage, even though you did. So yeah, you'd be better off, would they? And is that your neighbor? Is that your friend who has the pre-existing? Who do you decide doesn't need health insurance? Who do you decide doesn't need coverage? How do you decide? Because I know I couldn't. I couldn't tell my neighbor or my friend that they couldn't have health insurance because I didn't want to pay it as much. Because I wanted to pay less. I wanted a discount on my insurance so that they could not be insured at all.
My name is Carla Zimmerman. I just retired in June from 25 years of teaching.
My name is Bartley Armitage. I've been in Eugene, Oregon for most of 45 years. I was a union carpenter for over 30 years and still a member of the Carpenters Union.
Our current premium is $443 a month.
Through the ACA.
Through the ACA, and which is manageable for us, both retirees. However, it's going up to $2,224 a month. We are kind of in shock.
From $443 to $2,024 is insane. They're literally paying a second mortgage.
Subsidy. With the subsidy, it's manageable for us. We still live paycheck to paycheck, but it's manageable. The Affordable Care Act, we sort of counted on that in the interim period as retirees to sustain our health care. Without the subsidy, we honestly don't know what we're going to do.
Without the subsidy and with that kind of increase, it's like buying another house and trying to pay for two houses at the same time. Yeah, so we don't know what we're going to do exactly. We don't know how we're going to have some health insurance and be able to afford it on a monthly basis.
The thing that gets me the most is that both of us have worked our whole lives. I always had faith that our government would, when we retired.
The government, that our leaders would have a heart and try to find a way to help everyday Americans.
What I would say is this government should be about we the people, not about some. My name is Carla Zimmerman. I just retired.
And this is going to be a lot of older people's stories. With them being retired and, pay taxes and everything, they really shouldn't even have to worry about health insurance. It technically should be free for them, but, it's, of course, in a perfect world. This is in Canada. But yeah, you know, it's just sad that older people who are retired, you know, are having their health insurance triple. Like he said, it's literally a second mortgage. They might as well buy another home. And the sad part is when you're older, you deal with a lot of health issues. So they might be on multiple medications, you know, things that just happen to you as you're aging. So this is really scary and unfortunate.
I just logged in to our health insurance provider and I can't even. In July of 2025, our health insurance premium went from $59 a month to $798 a month. And since it is now open enrollment, I just logged in to our health insurance to see what, if we stay on the same plan, what our premium is going to be for 2026. $1,208.91 a month. Our family deductible has gone from $0 to $11,900.
What?
Our primary care copays have doubled. Our urgent care copay went from $10 to $60. Our generic prescription copay has doubled. And this is coming off of the fact that my husband just had to have a prescription filled that is supposed to be covered by insurance. And you want to know what the copay was on that after insurance? $1,200 for a prescription, on top of the $798 health insurance.
You cannot tell me that this stuff, cruelty aside, this is giving me that they're trying to stress people out to the point where the stress alone ends up killing you. This man looks stressed out his mind. His husband's prescription, which should have been free, cost over $1,000. Just the insurance cost is going to be, what, over $1,200? Things like this are enough to just cause you to stress out, have a heart attack. This is insane what's going on.
Premium that we just paid. And this doesn't have to do, this is separate from everyone else's rising costs in health insurance, but we are self-employed. We are real estate agents. And this is just in addition to the next time somebody wants to devalue or question how much their real estate agent is getting paid and wants them to take a reduction in their commission, just remember that your real estate agent is going through the same things as you, paying this out of pocket if they even have health insurance, withholding their own taxes if they can even afford to do so. And this is on top of the multitudes of thousands of dollars per month we have to pay in housing, or the thousands of dollars a month my mother was costing us before I cut her off recently. We can't, and it's not like the real estate market is just on fire right now.
He said on fire.
I don't know if we can keep our heads above water next year.
This is sad. And I'm seeing a lot of people saying things like, yeah, just cancel your health insurance. I'm canceling my health insurance. I don't care. I'm not paying this. I don't even think it's really an option for people to just cancel. I think people just can't afford it. They're going to allow it to lapse. I don't even think people are calling in like, I want to cancel. They're just not going to pay it because they can't afford to. And that is what they want. They want to get rid of the Affordable Care Act. They don't want to look out for others, just like SNAP benefits and, things like that. They're tired of taking care of the poor and, hell, the middle class. A lot of the middle class are barely making it. They want people to end up dropping their insurance. Because what ends up happening is if you don't have insurance, you're less likely to go to the hospital because you don't have insurance. You're less likely to seek preventative treatment and, end up passing from stress or some illness. This is all a part of the plan, and it's sad.
So I got my address, my insurance. But just opening my mail for my insurance that is renewing for 2026. Right now, I pay $122 per month for health insurance. Beginning January 1st, 2026, your monthly premium will be beginning January 1st, 2026. Your monthly premium will be, mind you, I pay $122 right now per month. Starting January, I will be having to pay where is it? You see that? $853.05 for health insurance.
Damn, from $100?
I'm going from paying $122 per month to $853.05 per month for health insurance. They have absolutely lost their fucking mind. They have absolutely lost their fucking mind. So guess what? A lot of people is about to be without health insurance. Because ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm self-employed and I'm not about to pay $853 for health insurance. And that's just for me. This is completely insane. What is going on? What is going on?
She's with Blue Cross Blue Shield, and I don't know what state she's in, and I don't know what plan, if she has the bronze, silver, or gold. Like I say, I have the most expensive plan just because I do deal with a lot of health issues. So mine went up $200, but for her to be paying $100 and hers jumped up to what I'm paying now is insane. The comments are a trip too, because this video is currently viral. So here goes some of the comments here I want to show y'all. So somebody said, it's cheaper to die at this point. Another person says, that's why Luigi did what he did. Ooh, child, we're not even going to get on Luigi, honey. Another person says it's cheaper not to have it. Another person says this is why the government shutdown is necessary. This is what the Dems are fighting for. Somebody else says life is a scam. It really is, child. And we're all tired. Somebody else says, hear me out. An urgent care visit is $200 to $300. They will see me every time. I'm not paying $900 a month for something I don't use every month. Somebody else says healthcare CEOs right now. And they got this emoji laughing. This person says $800 a month and still be having out-of-pocket minimums. Deductibles is crazy. Might as well pocket the $800 and put it aside for when you need a doctor's visit.
Florida FAFO, F around and find out. Affordable Care Act premiums have doubled in Florida as we speak. It varies again by your age, by your group, by your plan, by your family members. But in general, headlines across Florida, the prices have doubled across Florida. Well, you know what? Donald Trump told you they were going to make these changes. And who did you vote for? MAGA. You voted for Donald Trump. So I don't want to hear you all complaining that they've now done this. Now, do I think it's a right thing or a wrong thing? I think it's a wrong thing to have done. But they told you they were going to do this. This is in Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill. Donald Trump and the Republicans are the ones that are taking away your subsidies to help lower your insurance costs. They don't care whether your family has insurance or not. Now,
I know that's right. Go, man. Objection. Go ahead and preach, Grandpa. He said FOFA. Fuck around and find out, okay? He's preaching right now. Let's continue, sir.
If you're rich, they're going to worry about you getting your benefits. They're going to worry about you being taken care of. For example, Elon Musk has received $38 billion of tax credits, tax advantages, and other contracts, etc., from the federal government. You can go through a number of other companies and find they've gotten millions and billions of money back from the government. And yet, who's the one that's being bad? You are, for wanting to get those health insurance subsidies. And, well, that's who you voted for. What can I say? Love to hear from my Floridians, my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, my cuckoos, and my burner light bulbs. If you're on the ACA in Florida, which there are 4.7 million, I think Florida leads the country with people on it.
Oh, no.
What happened?
Not Florida leading the country in people on Obamacare. Child, fuck around and find out. Child. Ratchet Florida's at it again.
To your premiums. They doubled, didn't they?
I found out today from the marketplace that instead of paying $650 a month for health insurance for my son and me, I'm now going to be paying, with my current plan, $1,151 and some cents per month for my monthly premium. And my deductible is increasing from $1,500 to $4,000. I'm self-employed, so I don't have the option for employer health insurance, and I'm a single mother.
Even being self-employed, you know, yeah, it's getting higher for us, but even people who work for an employer, it's no better. Everybody's in the same boat.
So I don't have a spouse I can get health insurance from. And you would think if monthly premiums are doubling, surely my pay would also double from the health insurance companies. But unfortunately, that isn't how it works. And if you didn't already know, this is why Democrats haven't signed the bill. This is why they're refusing to sign, because they knew that people like me were going to see our health insurance premiums double without the subsidies, the premium tax credits.
I turned 26 last month, meaning I got kicked off my parents' health insurance, so I'm on my own. Last year, for me, it would have been $100 to $120 a month for my health insurance. I'm looking at the health premiums for this next open enrollment. $400. Just for me, no spouse, no kids. $400. That is half of someone's rent. And that's a very good rent at. How? We're so fucked. I turned 26 last month, meaning I got kicked off my parents' health insurance, so I'm on my own.
So, I've always been on my parents' health insurance, right? Well, I will be until the end of February, when I turn the big 26. But I just got my stuff for open enrollment. And, did you know that health, dental, and vision are separate? What? Right now, through my dad's health insurance, okay, I have a $250 deductible and a $1,500 out of pocket. Okay. If I want anything comparable, and it's still worse, the deductible would be $1,500. The out-of-pocket would be $4,000. It's going to be $203.38 per pay period. For the 4 of us on my dad's plan, he pays less than $100 per pay period. So what do you mean for one person for worse benefits? it's twice that per pay period. I can pay $0 and get an HSA, which is what my boss told me I should do, but like it doesn't cover anything. So if I have to go to the hospital, I'm literally gonna have to file for bankruptcy. And I pay $3 for generic Adderall right now for 60 tablets of generic Adderall. It looks like I'm gonna have to pay $30 with GoodRx if I do that. Like, I'm sorry, I know that's still cheap, I know, but like 10 times the price for the same shit? That's a little stupid, huh?
I'm about to crash out over my health insurance. So when I was on maternity leave, I got my hours cut down to what's considered part-time, 24 hours a week, and I lost my health benefits. My husband and I are both self-employed. In my other job, I'm self-employed as a therapist, so I don't have insurance options. My husband doesn't have insurance options, so I worked a job essentially just for the insurance, and then they cut me out my hours down to part-time. I looked at the marketplace today and we don't qualify for any subsidies. So insurance for our family of 5 would be $2,500 a month. I'm not paying $2,500 a month. I'm fine paying cash because we don't go to the hospital, but I looked at a hospital catastrophic plan. I don't qualify because we make too much money. I have no idea what to do. So find me working at Starbucks 20 hours a week with a master's degree because I need health insurance desperately.
And that's if you can even find a job at Starbucks, because Starbucks has been laying off so many people and shutting down stores. And she just had a baby. So she's going to need health insurance. That baby's going to need health insurance. But $2,500 a month is crazy. Wow.
Is anyone else experiencing this insane amounts of dread because of open enrollment? Because I'm trying to figure out which healthcare plan I want to choose, because the one that I had last year went up by $1,000, and the other one that's like one step below that one, it like saves me like $2,000, but then it has this insane deductible where nothing's paid until I hit the deductible, whereas the one that I currently have, I have like out of pocket like co-pays, but then the one I'm choosing is like a higher out of pocket, but then whenever you add all that stuff together, it's still like almost cheaper than the one that I currently am paying for because it went up by so much. But then also I'd have to pay for my therapy out of pocket, whereas right now my therapy is $10 because I have really, really good therapy coverage with the one I'm paying, but then the one I'm paying, like literally whenever you include everything all together, it goes up by like $2,000 since last year, and that's not including like if I were to like get in a crazy accident or something, and I don't know which one to choose, and I feel like someone needs to tell us, and it's just so hard and it's stressing me out, and I feel completely overwhelmed and I don't know what to do. Like, is anyone else experiencing this?
We are going to lose our health insurance on November 30th because that's when my employer, my former employer's plan will run out for us, and I'm just sitting here thinking about what we're going to do. And like there's so many kids, and I know that this is like, I have incredible privilege when it comes to a lot of these things, and I understand that, but I always think of the people who don't, and like how many kids are there in this country that don't have insurance or don't know how to find it or can't figure out the systems. Like, I've been on the phone with Minsure over 3 hours now, and the wait list, the wait time is like 30 minutes right now, so I don't have time to wait for that either. But like the amount of time, how do you do that if you are working full-time and you have kids full-time and you need like 3 jobs and your SNAP benefits are out, and like, why are we living like this? Why are we living like this? Like, I really don't know, like, what's it going to take before all of us just say this is enough? Like, this is enough.
You know what's not going to make America healthy again? A big, beautiful bill that cuts access to health insurance for a large portion of the population. How are we going to make America healthy again if people don't have access to health care? Please, someone walk me through that. How are we going to make America healthy again when people lose access to preventive services, to early detection and screening, to management of chronic illnesses? How are those individuals going to get healthy again or stay healthy? And how is that going to help others who have commercial insurance when their hospitals are overrunning with people who can't get care because critical access hospitals are closing? How's that going to work? Is it the chiropractors? Is it like utopic vegetable gardens that everyone has access to? Is like the removal of red dye 40 going to magically cure everyone's chronic illnesses so that they don't need to see anyone in healthcare? And if I see one more person who works in healthcare being told to stay out of politics, I'm gonna crash out.
Trump supporters will never cease to piss me the fuck off. Why the hell was I on TikTok scrolling the other day and I came across this lady's post talking about how she's a loyal Trump supporter and she's loyal MAGA and she's asking for help because she recently applied for Social Security or disability and got denied. And this is her second time applying because the rules are getting stricter for her to apply for this shit and asking us for help. Why in the fuck are you asking us for help? You wanted him here. He's here. This is what it comes with. Kamala was offering you help. She was offering you all of those things. And you still voted for Trump. Womp, womp, womp.
Listen, I just wanted to come on here and say that, you know, I might be losing my health insurance and I might be losing some dental that I'm getting through the government, but at least them brown people ain't gonna get it. Them brown people. And you know what I like about Trump? He be putting them black people in their place. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of black people. And I'm so glad that he calls them out. It's just ridiculous. Ridiculous that they get the same fair chance. I'm not privileged. I ain't privileged. I'm poor. I'm poor. These black people gonna stop taking the jobs that I can't even get myself. And like I said, them brown people ain't gonna get insurance. I'm not either. But at least they ain't gonna get it. By God.
I'm getting all kinds of comments from the MAGA crowd saying Democrats are holding up the government. They're holding the people hostage. They're refusing to open the government. That's not what's going on here. They're not signing this continuing resolution because back in March, they were promised by the Republicans, if you sign this continuing resolution and push it through, we'll come to the negotiating table with you. They never showed back up. Republicans put their hands behind their back and walked away. Then Donald Trump told them not to talk to the Democrats. They don't need the Democrats. Yeah, they do need the Democrats. And guess what? Democrats aren't going to fall for that crap again. Now Mike Johnson is saying, well, this is a December issue. It's a December issue. No, it's a now issue. Because if you pass this continuing resolution now, people are going to lose their health care. Do you not understand that? This continuing resolution eliminates people's health care. Cut and dry. You don't wait until the last week before the CR expires to come back to the negotiating table. You've got to do it now. And he is refusing to do it. Now, think about this. Everyone seems to think, well, it's not going to affect me. Yes, it will. You're going to wind up going and paying more for your health care because these healthcare companies, these healthcare providers, they're not going to lose money. When they lose 20 million people who are using the ACA benefits, who do you think is going to make up that difference for them? It's going to be you. It's going to be me. It's going to be people who actually can afford to buy their own insurance. Which part of that do you not get? Now, when these people actually go to the emergency room, the ACA benefits are gone. They're going to get their emergency room treatments for free. Guess who's going to pay more at the emergency room? You, me, people with insurance. So it affects you too. How do you not understand this?
And see, that's why I say that MAGA doesn't know shit about anything. Because way more of your tax dollars go towards supporting the health care of people in other countries. Way more of your tax dollars go.
Objection, sis. They're not ready for that conversation because people in other countries, you know what I'm saying, get, you know, good health care that's subsidized by us, the taxpayers here. But, you know, let's continue.
Towards subsidizing giant corporations that are already hugely profitable that then just take all that money and just give it to their stockholders. You have no problem with that. But God fucking forbid your butt's gonna fucking clench up like a fucking clam at the idea of $10 a month, $10 a year of your fucking tax dollars going to help Americans in America start a small business and still have health care for themselves and their children. That's the fucking thing that pisses you off. Not the fucking all of our dollars going to other countries' healthcare. Not all the dollars going to subsidize giant corporations that give us nothing back. But fuck you if you want to start a small business in America as an American and would still like to not just die of cancer if you get it because you decided to go that route. That's what's fucking wrong with you. Your whole fucking party is fucking backwards.
So my wife is a registered nurse at a hospital, and they issued an all-call today for staff and administration to figure out a contingency for continuing to treat their patients in light of the very real possibility that many of them are going to lose their insurance because of the big bullshit bill. Oh, this is a children's hospital, by the way. Yeah, the hospital full of sick children here is trying to figure out how they're going to continue treating those kids once many of those families lose their health care coverage. If you're still actively voting Republican, if you are still supporting Trump, if you're still supporting this administration and these actions that they're taking, I don't want to hear about how you're pro-life. I don't want to hear how you care about protecting children. I don't want to hear about how you are trying to make this country great. Because chipping away at the sick and the vulnerable is nothing short of disgusting, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
I got so many of you got so upset about my government shutdown video. So many of you were like, illegals are getting so much healthcare. First of all, the word illegals is like, ugh. It says so much about you. But here's the best part. So this graphic is amazing. And that yellow cup shows the potential amount of Medicaid that people who are undocumented or not citizens can get from healthcare insurance coverage. 0.004% of the entire Medicaid budget. And this is in emergency Medicaid spending. So like they come in and their arm is cut off. Some of you apparently are like, nah, don't treat them. That's cool. But it's weird. In a poll that just came out, turns out 78% of you do want those tax credits, which is the whole reason that the government is shut down right now. And those of you who are yelling in my comments, you're like the total minority, because the vast majority of Americans, even including Republicans, want those tax credits that will make your health insurance cheaper, which is why the Democrats have decided not to sign this budget bill, because they're saying stop trying to steal our health care. And my other favorite part is that even 57 of you MAGA supporters want it. And wow, how interesting. When you have to self-purchase your own insurance, almost everybody wants it. The problem is that 60% of Americans, which are probably some of you in my comments yelling at me, have no idea that this is even why the government shutdown is happening. So like when it's explained to you, you're actually like, oh yeah, I don't want my health insurance coverage to go up. But when it's not, you're like, illegals are bad. So all this to say, the things that you're shouting in my comment section is based on no actual reality. And the reason the government is shut down because the Democrats don't want your health insurance rates to go up by over 100% on average. And if you ask me, that's a good thing. Love you.
This is so dead serious. I've never been more serious. I'm trying not to laugh just because it's so serious, but the talk is never cheap. Everybody who's 25 plus, everybody who's about to be kicked off of their parents' insurance any day now, there's no more health care. Anybody who's going to turn 25 during Trump's presidency, there's no health care for you. And if there is health care for you, you're going to be paying half of a rent payment for it. You're going to be paying $700 a month, if not every 2 weeks for it. Because they're tripling the health insurance next month. Mind you, the health insurance is already high. They're tripling the health insurance next month, and there's no Medicaid. So if you don't work for a company, a corporate job, or if you're not married to somebody who works for both, there's no Medicaid. There's no doctor, there's no dentist, there's no gyno. Oh my God.
All right, y'all. So you guys just saw all those videos. So like I said, it's getting real. A lot of people are going through it. Let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Leave a comment down below. Have you guys seen higher premiums with your personal insurance? Do you guys plan on paying the new higher premiums? Do you plan on just, canceling insurance altogether? What do you plan on doing for yourself and your families? So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. I look forward to reading y'all's comments down below. Please share this video. Let's get this video out. Please like the video and make sure you still subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to y'all later. Deuces.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovelyti TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovelyti TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.